Hey y'all, it's your friendly neighborhood therapist. And listen, I just got a few things that I want to talk to y'all about real quick because I have not spoken on these situations and I need to. So, one, this is not our business. The only thing I have to say about this is basically a lesson for y'all. One, when you deal with self hatred, you attract people who hate you and who will unalive you. Now, this situation, the story, I don't care if she go to prison or not. Because again, this ain't our business. He stood 10 toes down for her, said he would die about her, said he would unalive for her. Well, you sure enough died about her. And for those who are like, how can y'all be so cruel and so petty over things that he said over his preference? It ain't a matter of his preference. It's a matter of him hating black women and disparaging black women. It's a matter of him verbally stating that he would rather sleep with a dog. Gotta be a white one though, before he slept with a black woman. Oh well, stood 10 toes for her, and now you're 6 feet under. I don't know what you would want us to feel in this situation, people. I cannot for the life of me understand why anyone would think that any of us would have any type of empathy here. A life is lost. And you know who I have empathy for? The children, because they didn't deserve this. They didn't deserve to have to now deal with this trauma for the rest of their lives. That is who I feel bad for. And one other thing about this before I go to the next thing, race cannot be a preference. I am so sick and tired of y'all saying, well, that was his preference. I'm sorry, white can't be your preference. Height can be a preference. I like tall men. Weight can even be a preference. I like a thick girl. Eye color, personality. A lot of things can be preference, but race is not one of them. And it definitely is not one of them when your preference is your preference and you disparage the opposite of that preference. That's not a preference. That's an internal issue that you need to see a psychiatrist and a therapist about. It's not a preference. Sorry. So y'all can keep with that bullshit if you want to. I, no, I'm not going to do that. No, 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 I'm not. But yeah, again, this is not our business. It's not our fight. I could care less if she pays for what she did or not because he is now resting in his preference as he lived. Now, next, Isaac Hayes the third and fan base. So I will admit to y'all that I messed up. I messed up and I'm going to take full accountability. When TikTok was on its last leg on life support and we didn't know if TikTok was going to make it, I told y'all, head over to fan base. It's black owned. But what I neglected to do was my research, and I always do my research. But I jumped the gun because it was black owned. And I forgot that just because something is black owned doesn't mean that it is right and doesn't mean that the owner is a good person. Because, see, black people aren't all good either. And he's one of the not all good eithers. You see, he has attacked a black woman just because she did not want to do business with him and did not want to support fan base. Mind you, she did not tell anyone else not to support fan base. She just said based on her personal experiences and interactions with this man, she wouldn't. And he attacked her. He also supports DJ Academics, and this is after DJ Academics verbally essayed a 15-year-old boy for the world to see. Yeah, no. I support black people. I don't support all black people. I am not supporting this. I have already deactivated my profile and deleted it, and I suggest you do the same if you love black women. Now, last but not least, on a more serious note, this young man. This young man has lost his life due to what is being said was a hazing incident at Southern University. Now, it was not on campus, it was off campus, but it is involving one of the members of the Divine Nine. The Divine Nine is the organization that holds all nine of the Black Greek lettered fraternities and sororities. Now, the reason I am speaking on this is because I am a member of the D9. I have said on several other videos that I am a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, and I am proud of that. But I cannot call myself an advocate and then not talk about a situation because it involves something that I'm involved in. Now, I could sit up here and say what so many other D9 members have said to kind of brush over this. Our organizations do not haze. Our organizations banned hazing in the 90s. We are non hazing organizations. That's what it's supposed to be. But we all know damn well better. And I'm not about to sit up here and pretend like this does not still happen far more than it should. And I'm not about to sit up here and pretend like all of the organizations haven't gotten in trouble at some point or another for hazing after it being banned. Y'all, we all need to speak out against this. We all need to speak out and we all need to be honest and transparent and tell the truth. We all need to talk about the fact that members like myself who went through grad chapter, I became a member of Zeta Phi Beta sorority in 2019 when I was 34 years old. We need to discuss the fact that there are still people who will tell you if you went through grad chapter, you are paper. You weren't made. Made implies that you were hazed. Let's not fucking play around with it because this young man has lost his life and that is not okay and it will never be okay. And I will not defend bullshit. What I will do is advocate for a young black man who had all the potential in the world and now he is no longer here. So, yeah, we got to talk about it. We have to stop. And I would say it needs to stay in house, but this is no longer in house. This is public, just like so many others have been public. I heard somebody say, yeah, most chapters don't do this anymore. Anyway, all I know is that Omega Psi Phi chapter at Southern is done. They're done. The consequences when you get caught hazing are severe, as they should be. Because under no circumstances should organizations whose principles stand on community, service, and scholarship be harming people in such a way that they lose their life. I'm going to be quite frank with you. Because I joined when I was older, nobody would have hazed me anyway. I'm a grown ass woman, I dare you. But it does happen. It does. And let's be clear, hazing happens in far more organizations than just the D9. Hazing happens in the military. Surprise, surprise. Hazing happens in so many other fields. The police, we know hazing happens in the police force. Hazing happens with firefighters. Hazing happens anywhere that you have people who have superiority complexes and big egos. Period, point blank. So, yeah, we need to speak out against it. We need to tell the truth. And we need to advocate for this life and any other life that has been lost or traumatized because everybody doesn't always die, but there are some people who were traumatized during their time trying to get into an organization, and that is never going to be okay. So, yeah, my heart and prayers go out to this young man's family and friends, and this needs to truly stop. There is nothing honorable about being hazed in order to say, oh, we have a stronger bond. Oh, we were made. Oh, we were. None of our founders was on that type of time. And y'all know that shit. So stop. Our founders created these organizations to literally help black people, period. These organizations were created in times that we didn't have rights like everyone else. These organizations were created at times where racism was rampant, where we were getting beaten for being black. So why on earth would you then haze me and harm me? How does that make sense? But yeah, it's gonna be those who justify it. Might be some who get mad at what I'm saying. I don't give a damn. I said what I said. But anyway, that's all I got. I wanted to make sure that I spoke on these things because I would be less of a advocate. I would be less of a black woman. I would be less of a finer woman if I did not speak on these things. So, y'all have a beautiful, wonderful rest of the night, and I will holler at y'all later.